Welcome to Nintendo Dads episode 547, recorded on October 2nd, 2025. On this episode, we talk about EA sells out, Xbox sells out, and the Nintendo Dads will sell out for the right price. Jesse, you know what to do.
What's up, everybody? That sound you hear in your ears is Nintendo Dads, and it's episode 547, October the 2nd, 2025. And Tim is not wrong. We will sell out for the right price. And let me tell you, the right price is pretty dang cheap. It's really like some zero sugar Code Red Mountain Dews and some double stuffed Oreos.
Yes.
Speak for yourself.
Each one of us has a price. You just got to figure it out.
As the great theologian, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase said, everybody's got a price. And so I wish I could laugh like him. He's fantastic. Anyway, joining me on the show tonight is Tim and Jesse. And so how you guys doing?
Tigers won the wild card. Moving on.
Okay.
I'm happy.
I wish I could say the same for the Royals, but they were like 6 games behind even getting to the wild card slot. So
yeah.
Well, speaking of sports ball, speaking of sports ball, I went to a middle school football game tonight where the score was 30-0.
It was a Madden game. Nice.
Yeah, it was.
You on the zero end.
Both teams are from my area. One of them is a city school system middle school team, and the other is a collected county league team. And it's like their final game, like their 8th grade night, all this stuff. And it was just, man, it was a slaughter. It was
like when I used to go to the high school football games. That's usually what I ended up looking at. 56-0. I'm like, God,
yeah. Yeah, this one team, the winning team is undefeated this season, so they're
well, good for them.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I mean I had the reason we were there, kids from our church on both teams, and so we really couldn't cheer for one side or the other. We just sat and hung out with people and
enjoyed the atmosphere.
It was great. It was a great weather tonight. I do like to go watch. I like to watch live sports. I'm not a huge fan of, speaking of live sports, in November, I'm going to be going to see AEW again, Dynamite and Collision before Thanksgiving. So nice. I'm excited about that too. Missing Blood and Guts by 2 weeks, which sucks. But that's okay because we saw it in Nashville last year.
Not AEW, but WWE, excuse me. Michael Burgett says, in the words of Seth Rollins, the Nintendo Dads didn't sell out. They bought in.
That's right. I see the vision. And so I see the vision of the news as well.
So before we do that, it reminds me of when my oldest daughter was a senior. My youngest one was a freshman in the marching band. So we went to see the game. And my oldest one said that I had more school spirit than she did. And I'm like, that's a you problem. Not a me problem.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, and I did the big bulk of my move today, over the last few days. So, for those of you looking at the video version, I have a new background. This is my new office. I have the arcade machine behind me, but in 3-face OBS scene, you can't see I have a game running. So,
Donkey Kong.
I have Donkey Kong running right now. When we have 2 people or 4 people, you should be able to see it.
Very cool.
That's cool.
I see it, and it looks amazing.
Yes.
You know what else is amazing? Let's talk about some news.
The news.
And our news is brought to us each and every week by you guys over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, where you can join in with the most amazing community in the world for as little as $1 a month. $1 a month. Literally $12 a year. I mean, listen, with tariffs and
Not even.
inflation and all kinds of other stuff, it's not even $12 a year. We give you a month free, so it's $11 a year. You can't buy anything really quality for $11 anymore. Really. I mean, even the Dollar Tree has had to go up to be $1.50 tree. And
Some
so
might say
you
not even us either, but still, that's
well,
still pretty cheap.
Tim, I wasn't going to include us in that, but that's okay. So anyway, $1 gets you in the door over at Discord. $5 gets you the whole schwack load of sub channels and all the fun over there, and $10 pre and post show audio, and $30 gets you on the show as a Patreon producer. And by the way, Patreon producers have been scheduling their next appearances. I see that Dave Ernsberger is going to be joining us in November. And that's really cool. And so, Jacqueline, we're looking for you. We're looking for your date. So, out there. And if you want to jump in at the $30 patron producer level, we will schedule you a time in 2025 as well. We would love to have you on the show. And we thank you all for your support over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. And as a gift to you, again, like Tim said, it's not even a full $12 a year. So whatever you back us at, if you do the yearly option, we knock a month off of that, and you get an ad-free feed of the show. It's just for you over there. And everybody listening, everybody can join in with our weekly update over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. You don't even have to be a patron of the show, a paying patron of the show. You can just show up and you can comment, ask questions, see what YouTube videos we've put out the week, upcoming game lists that we feel like you should be interested in, potential topics for the show, and a really cool animated GIF that sometimes takes way longer to find than I think it will every week. And it's on topic, even when people don't realize it. It hurts my feelings when they don't. I have to explain the joke, and then it's not a joke anymore.
Nope.
Well, anyway, let's talk about the news. Here's a matter that's not a joking matter. EA, Electronic Arts, purveyor of yearly sports games and other franchises, has been sold to a private consortium of investors, including Saudi Arabia. I think for somewhere around the last number that I saw, $52.7 million or billion,
Billion.
$52.7 billion, which is just like, I think when you get to a certain amount of billions, that's just fake. Like, that's just made up money. Like, I can't even imagine $1 billion. Like, what I would, anyway, I can't, but anyway, it's a lot. This sale is already, I think it's happened, it's final.
I thought I think I don't think the final is not going to happen until sometime in 2027.
Oh, okay.
This is just like
So
the initial announcement saying this is going to happen.
there's still time. But this is the latest in acquisitions by the Saudis, including Embracer Group and others that are buying up things. Interestingly enough, this comes on the heels of WWE, and I know this is not in our lane, but I'm just going to throw this out there. WWE announcing that in 2027, WrestleMania will take place from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, and the reported investment in WWE from the Saudi nationals was like $55 billion. It's oddly similar amount of money to get them to bring WrestleMania to Riyadh for that. And they've already been doing some pay-per-views over there, but it was largely received as a very negative thing. And I don't know, have you guys been seeing reactions to this across the internet? I don't think they're very positive either.
Well, not the WWE thing, but the EA thing.
That's
Yeah,
what I meant.
things that I've heard, and I kind of agree with them. Is I think the biggest WTF part of this is part of that 52-ish billion price is taking on $20 billion in debt from JP Morgan Chase. So I'm like, all right, so they're already starting in the hole. So they're going to be doing cost cutting measures and whatnot to try to dig out of that. So
Yeah,
what's that going to look like? That's never a good thing. So the fact
right.
that this is now going to be a private company instead of a publicly stock traded company means they don't have to appease to investors on a quarterly basis. They can shut up about money they're making or not making and
Hmm.
just leave the rest of the world to wonder what's going on. And like Valve, Valve's in the same way. We don't hear those numbers because they're private. They don't have to share it. So,
It's
which
interesting.
which can be a good thing in that case because you know they do what they can on a quarterly basis to appease the investors at the very short term level. They don't have to worry about that. They can think long term.
Yeah.
So there's
So
pluses and minuses to this, definitely.
some details here that I had not seen yet, or maybe just ignored, is this consortium of investors is led by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia and Jared Kushner's affinity partners, which is strange
Basically,
bedfellows.
like the crown prince, basically, right?
Yeah, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia and Donald Trump's son-in-law are buying EA.
Because a lot of people are worried that are they going to make changes to the games. History
Mm,
has hinted that they haven't and probably won't. I think the games themselves will should generally be untouched, just because there's going going through Saudi Arabia money, which is
hmm.
also a good thing.
Yeah.
We like if this was a Chinese company, things would be changing.
So stockholders will receive $210 per share in cash, which
Yep.
is 25% a 25% premium to the unaffected share price of 168.32 at market close on September 25th, which is the last fully unaffected trading day, and a premium to EA's unaffected all time high of $179 and zero or $179.01. Uh, Quote from Jared Kushner is Electronic Arts is an extraordinary example with a world class management team and a bold vision for the future. I've admired their ability to create iconic, lasting experiences. And as someone who grew up playing their games and now enjoys them with his kids, I couldn't be more excited about what's ahead. So, at least I would say if the one shining ray of light out of that is maybe it just at least doesn't sound the talking point doesn't sound like just some soulless robotic corporation who's buying this. He's like, what's EA? We're just gonna buy it and do whatever. Um,
They own a piece of Nintendo. They own a piece of just about everything. So this is
yeah.
expanding their portfolio. But I think this is the first. Again, it isn't just the Saudis. It isn't a 100% purchase with this. There's other private people in this group, but still, I think this is the first time we've heard of a company completely getting bought out versus
Hmm.
15%, 10%, 20%.
So here, if anybody from them hears this, which who knows, right? This is your opportunity to start making Def Jam games again. Do y'all remember those from for the GameCube? The
Yes.
fighting games or the wrestling slash fighting games? I
Mhm.
need an updated Def Jam game, please. Or NBA Street or SSX. I can't say that tonight for some reason. I mean, come on, right? This is your chance to not make Madden every year and try some new things. Hey, and while you're doing that, like here would be my other thing, and my other hope is buy all of EA except what's left of PopCap and let them go make good mobile apps again. You remember when PopCap was great?
They were good.
Like a PopCap game came out on the iPhone, and you were like, yes, this is going to be a quality
Was the original
experience.
Plants vs. Zombies a PopCap or no?
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah. And then EA
that's when they
bought
were
them and
good.
ruined it. And ruined it. So
Speaking
anyway.
of which, we're getting that remake in a few
Yeah, I
weeks.
was going to say, speaking of ruining things, we're going to take a little detour off the beaten path. Last week on the show, we talked a little bit about Game Pass, and we talked
Wait, I'm
about,
sorry. Before you jump over there, did we answer Chris's question?
No, we didn't. I'm sorry. I totally I read it and I didn't. Chris HL asked us about the EA sale. He says, "What do you guys think about EA being purchased by a consortium of investors, including Saudi Arabia?" So we did answer it, actually.
Well,
We
I didn't
did.
know
But
if
we didn't call out that there was a question asked, but we kind of answered it.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Uh, like again,
Maybe
my
it'll be
case,
good.
I'm mixed. It could be good. There's some good aspects and some bad aspects to this,
Right.
which is
it's
true of any acquisition.
it's
Sure.
scary because of those type of investor companies tend to break up things to be able to sell it later in pieces and make money
Mm,
on it or whatever. And
mm.
so it's for me, it's more of are they going to are they just coming in to do that, or is it something else? Is it going to be investing for the long haul, see what it makes money on, and then sell off? Maybe they'll later on they'll sell parts off later. But yeah, there's going to be pros and cons. It's going to be interesting to see what they actually do with this going forward, what their plans are. But they don't even have to share those anymore because they're private now.
Yep.
So we're not going to know anything until we see it.
Mm.
And because they want to make money to pay off that debt they have, they're going to go back to things that they know they can make money on. So yeah, they're probably going to keep doing the Maddens, but hopefully they do go into the well, like you said, Marty, and pick some of those well-known titles and bring them back out to maybe get a quick hit to their, hopefully a positive hit to their income.
Yeah. Like you just look back at some of their titles that they have not made in a long, long time. Right? I would love to see some of those
Yeah.
show back
It'll be
up.
interesting to see what they do. If they go to that classic EA well and give us what me and Chris want, and that's, NHL 94 on the Switch. So, or
I
other
mean,
consoles,
yeah, NHL 94. Let's do it. But here's the biggest money on the table thing that they could do. Sims on the Switch. Let's go.
Right. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Those decisions, like it took obviously a long time for them to bring Madden over,
Yeah.
finally to Switch 2. But Sims, we all thought The Sims was gonna come over on Switch 1 at some point, and it never did.
Maybe Tim, they'll make another Sim City game.
Although, yeah, that's true. Although they did bring a Sims game out, didn't they? Like,
My
the
Sims.
Kingdom, My Sims? Yeah, the My Sims
Oh
ones.
no, I want the real
But
Sims.
Not the same.
not the Sims. Not the same, yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah, I want the
everybody
real
thought that
Sims.
would be the for sure. And then there's even some, like, what happened to Burnout? Why did it stop?
There you go. And none of this open world Burnout Paradise City crap.
Yeah, none of
I'm
that
talking about
stuff.
like it's a Burnout 3, just remake it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, go back to the well. Like you said, just remake them. I was looking for even their mobile game that they had that was on, I think even on PlayStation, the Burnout Crash. That was a fun game too. And
100%. Yep.
that's a perfect Switch game right there where they could
Would
bring out.
love it. I would love it.
All right. I just wanted to make sure we had that captured.
Yeah. So, speaking of companies buying up stuff and then tearing it up. Last week on the show, we had a pretty candid talk about Game Pass. And, I said that I think Game Pass is doing damage to the video game industry. And some people agree, some people don't, most people don't. And then this week, Microsoft decided to, just choose violence and announced yesterday that Xbox Game Pass prices will raise by 50% effective immediately, meaning that the cost of Game Pass Ultimate it will immediately go from $19.99 a month to $29.99 a month, $30. That means your brand new $800 Xbox that it now retails for, also now has a $360 a year subscription model. The response to this was exactly what you think it is. So bad that the page to cancel your Xbox Live your Xbox Game Pass subscription crashed. Right? It just you couldn't even do it. I think it's probably righted itself today, but the influx of people trying to get out of their Game Pass subscriptions was massive, and I've seen absolutely nothing about this positive.
Unless you're a
Again,
Fortnite user, then it's probably still
sure.
worth
So
it.
let's talk about some of the things that we need to mention, and that is they are changing all of their tiers. They are actually, I will say this, where the price increases are coming, there is added value. Now, whether that is a value to you or not, there is. Jesse's already talked about a Fortnite user. If you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, it now comes with Fortnite Crew immediately. Which, if you know now, Fortnite Crew doesn't just unlock the Battle Pass every month, it also unlocks a Lego Pass, a Rocket Pass, and an OG Pass. So there's tons of content there if you're a Fortnite player. Also, 400 plus games will be available on demand on Ultimate, 200 plus games on Premium, and 50 plus games on Essential. They also say that you'll be able to make $100 worth of credit toward games back per year on Ultimate, 50 on Premium, and 25 or 20 on Essential. 25. Guys, let's talk about this. I mean, I'm not saying that this is a Nintendo thing at all, but I think this is a huge, massive earthquake level thing in gaming right now, that Microsoft has not only raised their subscription price, but also just recently announced massive price increases for their consoles as well. So there's major ripples of this that affect everybody. So what are your thoughts on this increase?
Before the increase, I I am a subscriber to Ultimate, and I've had I bought like 2 years in advance when it was pretty cheap, before the first bump up. I think that is expiring at the end of this year because because I got because I got my Xbox around Christmas time 2020. So, and at $15 a month or $20 a month, I probably would have just let it ride and got charged monthly. And even though I didn't use it much, but for 30, I am definitely going to be canceling. I'm not going to be letting that one just suck money out of my account for
Yeah,
with how little I use my Xbox. And both Xbox and PlayStation, I have used them very little in the last few years. So when the next generation comes out, I'm definitely not looking at getting one at launch. There may be a day that I change my mind if there's a game that comes out that isn't going to come to Switch, and you must play on Xbox or you must play on PlayStation, and then that's future Jesse's problem. But today's Jesse's problem is, the decision is I'm not going to be upgrading at all uh, in the future.
mm,
Just sticking with Nintendo, which will be the first
yeah,
time since PS2 that I have not been at least a two console household.
Yeah, I'm with you on that in that boat. I've been looking at how I game, and since a lot of the games that I'm interested in have been coming over to PC anyway, I've been kind of thinking like I may not need to go to the next console because I might not be able to play that new game on day one, but eventually if that game comes over to PC and I want to play that game, I can probably play it on the PC. But that's again like you said, Jesse, that's a me future problem. Oh, problem. I'll get to that fork in the road when I get there. But I mean, there's some things about PlayStation that are interesting me for PlayStation 6 that I'll be there for. But these models for subscriptions is kind of, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm old school or whatever. I just want to play my game. And I ended up, like, before, when I had PlayStation Plus, I was collecting the free monthly games and just kind of sitting on
Yeah.
them and kind of like, maybe I'll get to play it at some point. But now it's like I'm getting bombarded with a bunch of free games or access to games if you got Xbox or Game Pass. And it's like I don't have time to even play a lot of these games, and I'm paying for the subscription to things that I'm not even using. So why am I
Yeah.
doing that? I'm going to save money just buying the games that I want to play. The only reason why I would need any of these, and probably the lower amount, is if I'm going to play anything online. That's the part
I
I'm
had
trying to figure out too, is like, okay, is it worth it to pay that $10 for, well, what is Essentials? Essentials is
it's $10
like
a month.
$10 a month. Okay, for PlayStation Essentials. Well, that's the other
Oh
thing too,
no,
is
no.
like the naming convention, right? Because like PlayStation
Yeah, they're
Essentials
using.
is their lowest one, and Xbox Game Pass now has an Essential. Then
I'm
their
Hmm.
looking
middle
it
one
up.
for Game Pass is Premium, which Premium is PlayStation Plus's top one. So Premium for Xbox is the equivalent of Extra. But
Yeah.
I was trying to find the prices. But anyways, it's
Well, I'm
like,
glad you mentioned the PlayStation subscription because I had to make the difficult decision earlier this year to bite the bullet and back down on that for me. I mean, I was on the highest tier
yeah,
for PlayStation because I wanted, like, I had finally had good internet and I could do the streaming of the games, and I wanted the access to the PlayStation Now catalog and different things like that, especially with having the older games, that you can play
yes,
because they killed backwards compatibility with
yes,
physical copy, which is all part of their plan, by the way.
yes,
I know that sounds conspiracy theory, but it is. It's part of their plan. It's like we'll
yeah,
kill backwards compatibility. But yeah, I went into actually, I'm sorry, I have extra, and that's what is extra is 134.99 a year.
okay,
I have that for PlayStation, but I'm probably going to get rid of that because I'm not playing on my PS5 anymore. It's mainly Switch gaming that I'm playing.
yeah.
And guys, I want to say this, and if you're out there listening to this, I don't want you to delude yourself that Nintendo is eventually going to raise the price on theirs as well. It's
Oh
coming.
yeah, we've said that
And
before. They
yeah, and
just
like,
haven't done it yet.
m- but more than ever, I want you to see that that it's coming. This confirms it, right?
Right.
Um, but at what point? Like I'm a Hulu Live subscriber, right? And Disney Plus subscriber. Raise their prices again for the like fifth year in a row. At what point do people just say, you know what? This enough. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take people not subscribing to all the things. And it's funny because people think that we've all thought, and when I say people, I'm saying us too, like myself, is that
Mhm.
we've all thought that we're really sticking it to cable by going streaming, right? Well, streaming is the new cable.
Yes, it is.
It's become too much.
Mm.
And
But
so
then
it's and
and people are going to then just have to relearn how to sail the high seas. They did because they did, and then with streaming being as simple, they stopped or at least slowed it down, and now I think that's going to be on the ramp up again.
well, there's got to be a
So I talk
reality
about
check
that
at
too.
some point. There's got to be a reality check for these companies at some point where they realize this is the threshold, right? And no, we don't need a new season of The Floor is Lava. We don't care about that. Stop investing in crap that you're going to cancel after one or two seasons and not complete
Yes.
the story on. What they've done is they've bought into this idea of shows with these huge bloated budgets, and that oh, they'll just keep paying for it because they can't cancel Netflix. Yeah, we can.
It's the same
And
mentality with the games we were talking about. Too many
yeah,
games, too big budgets, not enough people to play them
the
all.
the biggest pushback I've seen on this lately, and I'm going back to WWE because I've really made some missteps lately. And I don't watch WWE on a regular basis, but I'm in that
You're
sphere.
in that
Like
world. Yeah.
my algorithm on X now is just Nintendo and pro wrestling, and so which and Transformers, which is awesome. It's great. And so what we found is that WWE has signed a new deal with ESPN for all
Yes.
their pay-per-views. Right. So now, if you don't already have a Hulu subscription or another subscription that allows you access to ESPN, now they're asking you to pay $30 a month to watch pay-per-views, which those pay-per-views, or as they call them, PLEs, premium live event, in the last few years, since there's been a changing of the guard at WWE, have become, outside of WrestleMania and a few others, like the big flagship pay-per-views, they're about 5 match cards, and they're 3 hours long, and people are saying there's like 45 minutes of wrestling, and all the rest is commercials and recap videos. And they're like, what's the point? It's because here's why. Netflix now has the rights to Raw. NXT's on CW, SmackDown's on USA. The archive for WWE is on Peacock, and pay-per-views are now on ESPN. So if WWE fans want the full experience, they've got to have something that will let them watch CW and USA plus Netflix plus Peacock until that deal runs out, and the and ESPN Plus now, which is crazy if you think about it.
Until,
Like, what
until
other
Disney buys WWE, not
until
the
Disney
Saudis.
buys WWE, it's probably going to happen. But well, here's the thing:
The
the
prices
crazy
go
part
up
about
again.
that is that Hulu's going away. I
Mhm.
don't know if you guys know that Hulu's going away.
Yep.
It's being merged into Disney Plus.
Yep.
But with your Disney Plus subscription, or with your Hulu Live subscription, you also get an ESPN Plus subscription.
Mhm.
They do not let you opt out of that. Like, I would love to save money by opting out of the ESPN Plus. I could give one rat's rip about that. Like, let me cut $20 off my subscription a month or whatever to get that out of there, because I'm paying $90 a month for Hulu Plus or for Hulu Live. We recently had to scale it back because it's going up even more. We cut off our unlimited screens that we're paying $10 extra a month for,
Yep.
because I wanted it to stay the same price. Um, and so, like, I get that the WWE pay-per-views for free. Well, I'm not, and I don't watch them, but like John Cena's last match is coming up, his retirement match. I'm
Mhm.
very interested in that because I love John Cena. Okay, if I want to watch that, I have to buy a month subscription to Peacock because it's on Saturday night's main event, which is only on Peacock because it's only on NBC. And they're
Oh
not going to
wow.
show it on the NBC networks. They're
Yeah.
only going to show it on Peacock. And so I know we've started talking about streaming shows and movies, but
Well,
this is
this is all
exactly,
going. Yeah, this is all tied together because of all these
I guess, what
subscription models.
my raises or whatever, like people's cost of living raise or whatever, is not going at the same
Right.
pace
Well,
as
everything's
they're raising all
inflated.
these subscriptions.
Everything's inflated, not just the subscriptions, it's everything. So it's like, okay, all that when we had it good, I guess, when we were able to afford doing these subscriptions and everything else, we could do that. But now it's like, okay, now we got to charge you up price for everything now. Everything's up in scale.
And,
Yeah.
and what it's gonna eventually lead to is consumers having to be way more choosy about what they stream and
Yep.
about what they subscribe to.
Their entertainment period.
Mhm.
So not just games, but just games and streaming and anything entertainment wise,
Thing.
even
Maybe it's not a bad thing.
yeah.
I
So
mean, it might make those various forms of entertainment better because you have to be more choosy. I don't know.
I have the PlayStation costs. You know, so their essential is also $10 a month. Just their extra is $15 a month. So that's the same price as Microsoft's new bottom tier and middle tier, and then the premium is $18 a month, which is a little bit more than half of Xbox's new third tier. Uh, where but what gives PlayStation a little bit of a bump on the positive side, in my point of view, is they do give you a 3 month and 12-month option that lets you buy them at a small discount, where Xbox does not.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will say this too, that if this is something that if the Xbox thing is like you love Game Pass and that's your jam, and you want to lock in some savings, GameStop is still selling Game Pass at 19.99 USD for their cards. The thought on this, and some other retailers are also doing this too. The thought on this is that they have to sell the cards that they have because those codes are valid and active. And so if you want to lock in that Game Pass at $20 a month, you better go get them while you can, right? But it's just wild to me that they weren't just like, hey, yeah, we're going to go up by 10% this year and 20, or 20% this year and 10% next year. They're like, nope, we're going to do the 50%, nuke method immediately. It just blows my mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I already let my Game Pass lapse,
yeah,
even before this was announced, because I couldn't keep up with that, and PlayStation did their hike, but not as big. But I opted to stay with that,
I would be
and
willing to
then
bet that PlayStation is going this direction next year.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do compared to what the backlash they're seeing with Xbox. If they come back and say,
Here,
"Hey, we're still, this amount per month per come see us."
so two things that I would love, not that I would love to see, or just two things that I want to say about this too, in kind of closing is, I would love to see the numbers of cancellations. Like because people were like, "We're doing it, we're canceling." Okay, well, I'd love to see the numbers. How many people put money where their mouth is, right? What's the percentage on that? And then the second thing is that I am going to make a prediction here, and I've already made it in our Discord. I've already said it to other people, but I don't think that Xbox will be in the console business in 2 years. I think they're this is a last gasp, whatever you want to call it, at profitability.
There's one thing, and then somebody kind of, when I mentioned it, kind of like scoffed at it, but I'm not I don't have a lot of business acumen, so I understand why it can be scoffed at just out of what I said. A
Hmm.
subscription model or a um, monthly charge like cell phone bill for a console is what I was trying to get at. Not this subscription, but you go in and you say, I want an Xbox X series or Series X. All right, here's Xbox. Oh, we did this crazy thing, charge you $30 a month, but you want an Xbox Series X or whatever the next machine is
Hmm.
going to be. Maybe those two handhelds. Okay, you want the higher priced one, like a cell phone? All right, we'll give you that if you pay the $30 a month for the next 2 years.
Mm.
So, again, I know I'm probably missing some business acumen there to try to explain that, but the shock of this may make whatever model they come up with next seem more appealing. Whatever that model is, whether it's the one I just made up or some other model they come back with and say, okay, we're sorry about that. Here's a different model. Oh, this one's not so bad. I'll stay with Xbox.
How much would people be willing to pay to subsidize a console plus Game Pass at a locked in 2 year rate? Because I'm like,
Right.
okay, here's the thing. Apple, right?
Hmm.
Um, when I'm on the what is officially dubbed the iPhone upgrade program. You can only go through the Apple store to do this. And basically what it is you go in, you purchase a brand new iPhone. They charge you the tax for that for said
Hmm.
iPhone, and then you spread payments for that out over 24 to 36 months.
Yes.
right? In like I think my payment is $58 a month, but where I feel like they kind of take a bath with this is that they include their version of insurance, Apple Care, with that for the duration of the loan, the quote unquote the payments, the loan, right?
Mhm.
Um, but that what they also do with this is they make sure to say after 12 payments are made, you can return this phone to us and get the brand new model.
Yes.
So this year is the first time I've not done that in a long time. A long time. I was not enough about the 17 that made me go, woohoo, I need that. And so I've stuck with my with my previous year's phone for
Yeah.
the first time in a long time. But I wonder if something like that might work with for Microsoft. I know they tested that out with
They did.
like with the Series X when it first
Hmm.
came out. You can get a Series X and you can get so many months of Game Pass
Right.
and it'll be this much. But I wonder if it would be like, hey, yeah, Game Pass Ultimate $30 and then you pay an extra $25 on top of that, right? To
Right.
for the console.
Yes.
And basically
Yeah.
you're
Well, it
renting.
depends on the console too, because remember all the different types of ways you can play on an
Sure,
Xbox, and if
yeah.
they got a partnership with some other company that made a device like the Rogue Ally X,
Hmm.
that could be subsidized just
That
like you
might
can with
be
phones.
that might be an extra $50 for two
Yeah.
years.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, like mine is like when I go get my iPhone, it's the Pro Max, it's the big one,
Yes.
and then they have it's a different price every month based on your storage, based on like if you do it with an Apple Watch, based on
Right.
like if it's a cellular model or just the GPS model, whatever,
Yep.
or just a regular one. Same thing for iPads. Um,
Yeah, and I
yeah.
and I see like Best Buy and GameStop being the places to go to do that, at least in the US, and then of course other areas would be their
Oh
appropriate
yeah,
game
because
stores.
they did some Microsoft stores in some places, but I don't think they ever really took off, did they?
Yeah, there were I don't know if they're even still out there, but yeah, there were a few Microsoft stores.
I think there was one
I
in
remember.
our local mall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was one I
Yeah.
went to
I
in
don't think
Salt
it's
Lake
there
City
anymore.
once. It was a cool
One
store.
one positive that I do see from this is that I think this is going to drive people back toward physical media.
Well, that's what I was thinking when we were talking about the subscription
If the
model
console
for
makers
movies
let us,
and TVs. I was thinking of like going buy that Blu-ray or DVD of that show that I couldn't stream or that movie I couldn't stream,
Yep.
or on my streaming thing. Just go buy it. It's cheaper. Or rent it, because you can now rent a lot of that stuff like for like $4,
Hmm. Yeah.
so
It's a good thought.
online rental or the library still. A lot of people still use the
Or
library
or GameFly.
or go back to
It's still out
GameFly.
there. GameFly is still out there. And that
GameFly.
I bet they were like, oh yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
there we
Do
go.
the
That's a good one.
50% increase.
Come I can't wait to see that advertisement
So
from GameFly.
the only thing that I do see this hurting is like indie games, people being able to play those and people having access to the smaller games like that. I do think that one of the things that's hurt Game Pass and services like it over the last little bit is you've had a string of really quality indie games that have just kind of been like, pay this one price and it's going to be a lower price. And this game is really good. I'm looking at you, Balatro, Hades 2, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, games like that where it was like, yeah, it's max $30, you know. Balatro
Yep.
was like $15. And people are still putting massive amounts of hours into the game. So anyway,
Vic
I think
says
we talked
there be other options, maybe.
our so yeah, I think we've talked this one into the ground. Let's wrap up our news here with some releases and updates and things that you need to know about. A couple of game updates that I would direct your attention to. Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 are out now. They came out today on Switch, but there is a patch available taking it to version 1.2.0 That includes the Nintendo Switch 2 kind of upgrades. Along with that, Super Mario 3D World also got a version 1.2.2 patch. And Star Wars Outlaws got a very substantial patch on Nintendo Switch 2, which includes visual quality and performance upgrades. And Tim, you'll have to tell us about that after you play that. See how it goes, because I know you were downloading that earlier. So all of those updates are out, and then some games that came out this week. We kind of keep your eye on. Final Fantasy Tactics Evilise Chronicles was on the 30th, along with Lego Party, which we will have a video up on our channel sometime very soon about. That's the Mario Party style Lego game, as well as Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny came out on the 30th. And again, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, package deal or individual games released today. Those are available on the eShop. And we do have a first look at both of those games coming to our channel very, very soon, probably tomorrow. Or today, if you're listening to this audio version. And so be sure to check that out if you're on the fence on that. Here's what I will tell you on the front end. If you have Mario Galaxy on 3D All Stars and 4K and all that doesn't really matter to you, you're good. But Mario Galaxy 2 is what you want here. All right. So there's no other way to get that on Switch. And so I would encourage you to pick that one up if you pick up one of the two. But if you've never played those two, now is the time. Fantastic.
I'm one of those people. I've never played Galaxy.
Tim, are you serious?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could be at your house this weekend when you play these games. Holy cow. Man.
Yeah, I remember playing through Galaxy 2 twice on the Wii. The second time through was the first time I ever 120'd a Mario game.
Wow. I
tried the Luigi levels and I said, screw that.
There's a handful of games that I wish that I could go back and play again for the first time.
Want that Men in Black device, right? To be like,
yeah, Mario Galaxy
never played this game.
and is one of them.
Portal and Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah. Yep, there you go. Portal's one too. Also out soon, because we're now moving into the month of October and there's a ton of games coming out this month. I want to remind you, Yooka Replayly is out next week on October 9th. And then very soon after that, Pokemon Legends ZA, both for Switch and Switch 2, as well as the Switch 2 bundle is out on October 16th. Jackbox Party Pack 11 and Plants vs. Zombies Replanted are both out on the 23rd. And then Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake is out on October 30th. And we finish out the month with Mina the Hollower on Halloween, October 31st. So tons of stuff coming. We got a great rest of the year, gaming-wise. Lots of stuff to look forward to, and even some stuff that doesn't have dates yet, like Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Still is TBD, but they did say 2025, and a demo came out on Steam this week for PC users, so that means it's probably getting pretty close. But again, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. There's lots of first looks and reveals and stuff over there on that. We would love for you to go give us a like and subscribe if you have not already, and help more people find our channel. So with that, guys, it is time for us to take a break for an ad from our friends at Manscaped.
It's time to talk about stepping up your grooming game. The face shaving products from Manscaped are the ultimate grooming tools designed to deliver precious and comfort in sleek and easy to use devices. Whether you're looking for a trim, a shape, or a detailed touch-up, Manscaped face shaving products are built to handle shaving your face with ease, crafted for efficiency and the perfect addition to your grooming arsenal. You can use our code NINDADS for 15% off your entire order at manscaped.com. That's NINDADS for 15% off there. And
it is 20. My son recently made a purchase 20? And he got 20% off when he used it.
That's what I was saying too. I was saying that. So right now act fast. We still got our 20% off when you use NINDADS. And maybe we shouldn't say anything. Shh, don't tell Manscaped. You can get 20% off with NINDADS. And do any of you guys use the handyman?
I do.
All right. How's
Yeah,
that? How's that working out for you?
well, here's the deal. Right now I'm not shaving because I'm kind of growing out the fall beard, but
Okay.
when I do shave, I love the handyman because it's so easy to use. Like, you take it, charge it up, throw it in your bag when you're going somewhere, and as long as you haven't like if you shave with it every 1 or 2 days, you're not gonna. It's just so smooth and it's so simple. Easy
Nice.
to clean, easy to use.
Yeah, I'll use
Great.
the beard trimmer at the lowest setting to get rid of most of the stuff on the side, and then use the handyman to clean it up.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. I gave the handyman to a friend of mine, and he says he loves his. So, because I just use the hedger, I think it is
Hmm.
the beard trimmer. And it's a great device.
That's a good
Love it.
product. I'm gonna be
Yes.
honest. I love that.
So, with that, join the over 12 million men who trust Manscaped and upgrade the Handyman Rocket Man. You can use our code NINDADS, NINDADS, for 20% off your entire order of manscaped.com. That's 20% off. And see, even this says 20% off and free shipping, but I don't think we get free shipping now. So, we're going to
Yeah,
have to talk to them
my
about
son
their
did when he did his
information.
order, but because that was before October, things might have changed October 1st.
Right. It may
No
have.
20%. We just
Just
confirmed
use the
that.
code
Just use the code
NINDADS.
NINDADS and be
Then let us
surprised.
know
You'll
what
get something
happened.
off. Upgrade your game with Manscaped today.
All right. So that being said, it's time for our latest mystery block blind rankings. And I know last week we said, hey, we're going to do this when all 4 Nintendo dads are here. But then Tim changed the rules. And so the rules now
It was
are,
his game to start with. I see no problem
I
with
mean,
it.
it's his game to start with. You're right. Yeah, so he can change them anytime. Only when all 4 Nintendo dads are on the show, or at least 3 people, and when there's little news or not a lot of questions. And that's this week. So we are going to finish our blind, or no, we're going to go into part 2. Are there only 2 parts, Tim, or are there 3 parts to this?
This is, I only have part 2. I'm sure there
Okay.
could be a part 3, but
Yeah,
I did only
so
2 parts today.
part 2 of blind rank 5 random Super Smash Brothers Ultimate guest character reveals. Can
Yes.
you remind us of our ranking from last week, just so we can see where we were?
What you guys did last week
Yeah,
of those 5 I gave you there.
I can bring it up if you don't have
yeah.
it available.
Oh, I just got it. So, all
Okay.
right. So that list is, after I gave you the 5 randomly given to you guys put them in this order. Number 1, Sora from Kingdom Hearts was the number 1 amiibo because that's what was left. Number 2 is King K. Rool. Number 3 was Cloud and Sephiroth. Number 4 was Hero. And number 5 was the various fighters from different fighting games like Ryu Ken, Terry Bogard, and Kazue Mishima.
Kazuya?
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
That's what I gave you guys last time.
Okay. All right.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Again, I'm going to throw out, you guys have no idea what amiibos I'm going to throw. Amiibo guest character reveals I'm going to give you guys. Actually, it's not even amiibo. It's just guest character reveals, right? So guest character reveals, I'm going to give you 5 randomly. And you guys don't know what that order is. And you guys have to put these in the order of, you got to rank them 1 through 5. 1 being the best, 5 being the worst of the 5 I give you. So the first one I'm going to give you is Joker.
5.
Oh, I'm going to say that's high. Because they did that during the Game Awards. They actually cut the lights and made it look like what's going on.
It was the first one. So
Yeah,
I'll meet you halfway. I'll say 3.
I would have liked to see 2, but I'll live with the 3.
Okay.
I thought you
3.
were going to fight for that too. All right, number 3 is Joker. Next one is Steve.
Number 1.
I Steve is probably up there with Joker too. I'm okay with calling that one. I don't think there's going to be one higher than those 2.
Number 1. I don't know. I'm afraid. I
We already
that's it.
knocked Sora out, so we don't have to worry about
It
him.
makes no. This makes me a little sick to my stomach.
Next one is Ridley.
Yeah, this is what. Yeah, see now this is what I'm afraid of because you're getting out of DLC characters.
See, I'm thinking 4 or 5 for this one. This is why I wasn't really hyped for this one at all.
I'm gonna go. I'll go 4. I'll go 4 for Ridley. It was a very asked for character,
Boo.
but
Yeah, it was very controversial due to the reason why he wasn't part of the previous game. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, he shrunk now, so he can be fused.
yeah,
I'm not sure why Ninfrendo said Joker is 6 because there is no 6. Unless he's just like not even, don't even put it on the list.
That might
That's
be.
where he's. But I'm guessing he says 5, and then he said Steve is
Of
also
course,
1,
also
and then Ridley is
I'm a
4.
big Persona fan. A lot of people aren't, and that's fine too. So,
All right, the 4th one I'm going to give you guys is Simon Belmont and Richter Belmont.
5.
yeah, I did enjoy this one because is that the one where they killed Luigi
Yeah,
multiple times?
Well, the implied killing of Luigi. Yeah.
All right, you guys you might like where this lands, maybe not. Last one is Banjo and Kazooie.
Okay, I think 2's fair for that.
It was a very epic reveal. And so yeah, I'm okay with 2. Here's what I was afraid of. Because when you pulled out Ridley, I said, "Yep, this is what he's doing." Is I could swear you were just gonna like wait until the last one was Mega Man. And if that was that, I would quit the show if it ended up as 5. I'd be like, "This is my last episode. I'm out. Bye."
Well, I
Done.
was trying to go for things that weren't in previous games, right? Mega
Okay,
Man was
I
in a
got you.
previous
I
game, right?
got you. I got you. I think this is a good list, though. Still,
Yeah.
I would not like. Here's where my contention is. All right, is personally, I would swap Joker and Simon Belmont,
Okay.
but I get Jesse's point that it was like to his point, it was a very epic reveal. It was the very first DLC character. It was done at the Game Awards. There was a lot of hype around it. The production of the actual announcement was
I think
top notch.
I think the game released the day after that Joker announcement.
I think it did. I think you're right. But it's not a character that I enjoy playing either. I don't
It is
like his
based on what
moveset.
Matthews told me. He is an acquired taste. Just
Yeah.
the
All those
conversions
others
between
I
using
like.
Joker and Arsene is awkward.
Well,
But
and
Not as
I know
bad
it's
as
what you
Hero,
guys
but still not great.
the list is what it is, but again, this was about being the top character reveals too. So not necessarily,
I got you. I got you. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I might even in that case swap Ridley and Simon Belmont. But anyway,
okay. Nope. That's good. That was fun.
okay. Yeah.
Next
Do we?
time
Love it.
we'll see what Jesse's will be.
Yeah. So do we want to reveal the topic or wait till next time?
Oh
That's up
no,
to
I
you,
like to
sir.
wait. I like to wait.
All right, let's wait then. Marty
I
says
like
I
the
don't want to know
surprise
yet.
element of it.
All
Yeah,
right.
I don't want to know yet.
All right.
Well, guys, let's talk about what we've been playing. Jesse, let's start with you, buddy. What you been playing?
With the move, I again have had very little time to play anything. what I did, I was able to squeeze a little bit of time. I started the Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box.
In the world of Steam, you started it. How did you get it?
I
No.
wish. Yeah, the Diabolical Box is the second game released in release order. It's the fifth game chronologically. You know, they did the Star Wars thing. They did the first. They had the first three games, and then the next three games was a prequel set. So, so I kind of do plan on playing through them all. Whether I do or not, we'll find out. You know, in the order. It's because I have played all these games in the past and liked them, and eventually I also want to play Layton and Phoenix Wright because I remember liking that game. And then while I was cleaning and packing, I came across a game that I didn't know where it was, and
Oh yeah.
and we while Japan has a Switch port for it, we did not. We have Retro Game Challenge, which that can't focus because my camera sucks, but for the DS. So I remember liking that game too, and little kind of a collection of games, kind of like UFO 50, but a collection of games that are spoofs of other games we got. Like there's a Dragon Quest spoof, there's a Mega Man spoof, things like that. But it kind of has an overarching story behind it, and I don't remember much about it other than that. Again, it's been 15 years since I played that game, so that's another game I want to get back into at some point.
Cool.
So once I'm finally settled in, I'll be able to actually finally sit down and play some games. I do have Galaxy and Galaxy 2. I might do a stream of that this weekend.
Nice. Awesome. Tim, what you been playing?
I've been playing more of the mobile Fire Emblem Shadows game. I got to the point where I can do like 4 battles, I think it is, and knock out my daily tasks. And then that will help me continue the story, which is a very interesting story. A lot of people I've come across a few posts about people saying this is not a Fire Emblem game.
Mm.
Uh and it's like I can see that because of the just how the strategy is a little bit different than what people are used to. Um but I think some of the character building and relationships, I think too, there's a little bit of relationships in there. Um are the Fire Emblem pieces, but I'm still playing more of the story to figure it out, but I like the story. Maybe not so much a Fire Emblem game, but I would love to see a bigger world building game around this on the Switch, around the shadows elements where if you don't know, if you haven't played this game, it is basically you can play a character if they're on the light side, the good side, if you will, or the shadow side, which is the bad side, which is story goes is that you are basically trying to get a wish granted, and the shadow will grant it to you if you go down the like the dark side and you give up things and you kill people and all that kind of stuff. So right now it plays on the aspect of kind of like the Among Us way of things. When you're playing with other people, you don't know who to trust, and that's how the story plays out. Is you don't know who in your crew, you don't know who to trust, or who can you trust, who's giving up who's trying to stop you, but making it look like they're on your side. So, and that's how the gameplay goes too. When you're not playing, like I'm not looking to play with, like, say, hey Jesse, Marty, come join me to play this game. It's asynchronous where I don't need to have you on, or I can play with randos all the time. There is a way to play where you can set up to play with people. I haven't been able that by setting up a room, if you will. And then people can take turns, I guess, being the shadow, but I haven't had a chance to try that out yet. So I don't know if
Mm.
anybody in our community plays the Shadows game, but if you do, we'd
I'm
have to set
thinking
up some
about
time to
downloading
try
this
it
and
out.
giving it a try, but probably playing it on the iPad, like the bigger screen.
Yeah, it seems like there's not a lot of meat there when it comes to gameplay, but it is a very quick game. You know, it's like I can go in there, like I said, take care of my tasks, do some few battles, get through it quickly, and I'm done. You can spend a lot of time in it just to try to knock out some of the story, or you can just do your tasks, be done, and knock a little bit of the story out and go on and keep building up your characters. So it's a nice little mobile game, I think. It is for me, it feels like the perfect mobile game where you can spend as much money as you want, or as little as you want, and be able to play at
What do the
the pace you
purchases
want.
give you?
What's that?
What do the purchases give you?
Different one. You can go in and buy the currency that will then allow you to go in and buy costumes. I think costumes is one of them. I don't know if there's any upgrades to your character. I think there might be some upgrades to some of the power ups you get too. When you spend some money, but I haven't spent enough, so that might be why. That's probably why I'm not as clear on that.
Just
Downloading
downloaded
it
it,
now.
so I'll give it a try tonight.
So I did spend like $8 on the welcome pack or something like that, and I got a few extra. There's like 3 different types of currency you can use for different types of things. Because there is a bazaar, I think they call it, a market where you can go and buy the power ups to your magic powers, or upgrades to your weapons. So there's some elements there that it's got some good gameplay, but I haven't had to spend a lot of money like some mobile games you feel like you have to do in order to get anywhere. Um, it feels pretty good. And it's a lot of fun too when you get to a certain point, you can just select in the game to be able to go into battles with random people and allow you to randomly pick light or shadow. So you don't even know until like you get to the gameplay screen, or not the gameplay screen, the intro screen. Go before you go into the gameplay, it tells you, okay, you're the light side or you're the shadow side, and then you'll know how to go in and play to either throw off the people you're teaming up with or not. So that's one of the strategies you can do too. Is basically you're going in with 2 other people, and if you're shadow, you got to make it look like you're on their side. So you're trying to fight the bad guys at the same time you're bringing in more bad guys with your power ups, but you want to make it look like you're taking damage from the bad guys too, because the bad guys will avoid you to a certain extent. So if the good guys see that you're like the last one standing, or you're still got a lot of health, more than likely they'll vote that you're the bad guy, that you're the shadow. So there's some strategy there that you have to figure out to try to make it look like, no, the other guy is the bad guy. See, they're still sticking around. Look at all this damage I took. So
Makes
yeah,
sense.
there's some strategy there that you pick up on. So again, that's a lot of fun. A lot of quick plays on the handheld, the phone or iPad in Jesse's case. The other game I've been playing is Star Wars Outlaws on the Nintendo Switch 2, which Marty mentioned. You know, we got a big update on, another big update on that, to clean up some of the graphics and make it run a lot better than it already was. But what I've been playing is a little bit at a time. I've been having a lot of fun. I like stealth type games, and there's a lot of stuff there that you can play stealthily, but there's some scenes where you basically play the game how you want, where you can grab a gun, shoot some people, and that will affect what you're doing in the game against some of the other factions or clans, or what do they call it? Um bad groups, not bad, I was gonna say bad guy groups, mobs, whatever. Um so but you can, not knowing my Star Wars gangster groups off the top of my head, there's a lot of them that you are familiar with, like the Huts is one of them. The other one is the Crimson Dawn, is it?
Sounds
Um,
familiar.
so that's the one where I think Darth Maul became the leader of, and then later the lady, I don't remember her name. Factions, thank you, Friendo. Um, So yeah, there's different factions you try to cozy up with so you can get some skills, and depending on those factions, you'll get certain gear that will help you play in the play style you like to play. So like for me, if I want to keep doing stealth, I would probably join the Crimson Dawn because the equipment I get from them will help me be more silent and be able to move around more quietly and attack
Which one
people
lets you
more
just
easily.
kill everything on the screen?
I haven't figured that one out. I'm guessing it's the huts.
That's me. I don't want stealth. I want to blow a hole in the wall, let everybody know I'm there, and then take a minigun and eradicate everyone that's against me, and then just get the
Yeah.
thing and leave.
There's a third one. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but there's a third faction. There's a bunch of other factions you don't join, but you have to cozy up with because they're kind of like an offshoot of one of those three.
I didn't
Um,
get that far when I played this game at all.
yeah, it's I just started getting into that and just learning about the factions, and right now I'm leaning towards Crimson Dawn. The third one I can't remember the name of. I have to break into their headquarters and try to steal something from, which is not gonna there's a meter for each one. So it's like you start off poor with all three. And if you improve, you get better and you gain more. You gain some of those equipment things to help you along the way. If you keep attacking another one, it's going to drop you down the line. And if you enter that area, then more than likely you're going to get attacked. So you got to be even more sneaky in those areas.
Yeah.
So, but I'm really enjoying the gameplay. It's a different gameplay. It's not just, lightsabers and force tricks. It's you're a scoundrel. So you're trying to make it through these areas being a scoundrel. It's a lot
Yep.
of fun. Star Wars Outlaws for the Nintendo Switch 2 is looking good too
Cool.
so far.
Good deal. This week I've been playing Hades, not Hades 2. No, I haven't. I just haven't ever booted it up. I realize I've never finished Hades. And so I'm back through there, having a good time. I don't know why I quit playing Hades. Just probably because something else came along, right? And I needed the time and space, and so I quit playing it. But it's still great. Um, no, feel like I've learned a little bit and playing different. But yeah, it's really good. I'm enjoying my time with it. And then to fill the gap, waiting for Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, I decided to play through Super Mario Sunshine again, which I have not done since the GameCube, since it originally launched. I beat the game one time and then never played it again.
It's more than I've ever done.
And boy, how like can we just let's sit in the pocket here for a minute and just talk about Mario Sunshine. Wow. Um it is such a different game, right? One of the things I've been really struck by playing it this week is how many times I have absolutely zero clue what to do next.
Mm.
Like, if you've not played it, the whole premise of the game is Mario has the backpack, he can shoot water, and you're going into these areas where Shadow Mario, who is ends up being revealed to be Bowser Jr. with his paintbrush, has like put graffiti all over the island, and so you're like cleaning up all the goop and unveiling new areas. And you go into those areas and surprise, you have to get stars, right? But the gist of the game is like you're in the main Delfino Island plaza, and then like every so often when you get enough stars, the story advances. Like something happens and you get access to something new, but it really doesn't do it in the most intuitive way. Like it will, like when you start, it'll kind of do this little pan over and it'll kind of point where you need to be, but it doesn't really tell you what you need to do to get there or what even you need to do when you get there. And there's a lot about this game I had forgotten. Um, One of the things too that I don't know who at Nintendo's idea it was to make Mario control like an out of control dump truck going downhill on fire. Like the just the way he moves is so like 0 to 60. And there's a lot of times that I will end up making mistakes and dying in the non flood levels, like the dexterity based levels, that are just, I'll be honest, they're not my fault. It's the fault of the controls. That I know, like Mario's next foray into 3D was Galaxy, and so there was a huge leap
Mhm.
forward in play style and controls because Galaxy's controls, even today, are just they're chef's kiss. But Sunshine, man, whew.
It's a tough one to like, isn't it? That's what I keep hearing from other people.
And the thing is I love the idea of the game. Like I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
enjoyed that
such a
immensely.
departure from regular Mario.
Mhm.
However, it's I can understand finally why it's so polarizing
Yeah,
in the Mario community. I'm committed to finishing it. I'm 29 stars in.
maybe that's why I didn't play Galaxy because I played Sunshine and it was like, I
Well,
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it,
oh,
but it
but
was just
Tim,
like,
it's so much. It's like a
I,
100-degree
I
turn
know.
better.
I wanted to play. I've been wanting to
So
play it for
good.
years because
Anyway,
I have a thing for spherical games.
yeah. So let's talk about Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Nintendo provided us a copy of this. And so I've downloaded it and played about an hour of each one today. There's a video that's going to be on our channel, as I mentioned earlier. And there are some really good things about this. I mean, y'all know from listening, I'm not a frames per second guy, but I can actually tell a difference in these games. The movement is so fluid and stuff just pops off the screen, even it not being an OLED. I would actually love to play this on my Switch OLED just to see the like, but the LED screen on Switch 2 is really good. So it's you get 1080p in handheld. You get four up to 4K 60 frames per second for both titles on when it's in docked mode. So if you've got a 4K TV, this is just going to be an absolute treat for you. They did redesign some UI elements to make them smaller, to make just allow more action on the screen. And there are new storybook pages, although I've not unlocked the storybook in the observatory yet. I'm playing through Galaxy 1 before I really commit to playing Galaxy 2, even though I really want to jump into Galaxy 2 first because it's been so long since I played it. But there's so much here. I was really, really worried about how they would handle the Yoshi controls because it was so dependent on the Wiimote. When you played that, because it was very pointer based and like you're pointing at specific things for him to latch onto with his tongue, and they handle it well. The Pro controller, the Switch 2 Pro controller, is definitely the way to play this game. Just tap the R button and it centers um, the pointer on the middle of the screen, and then you just use gyro controls with your Pro controller or with your with if you're in handheld mode, you can actually do gyro controls with that, or you can tap the screen. Like you can physically touch the screen to collect star bits and use the pull stars and different things like that. So
That's cool.
it's really cool. Assist mode is new too. It's available from the very beginning. And what assist mode does, two big things it does is it starts you with 6 life instead of 3. And also, when you fall off an edge, it puts Mario in a bubble and it pulls him back up. Which, for younger players, I think this is really good because the only knock that I have against Mario Galaxy is just it's inherently sometimes the control scheme gets really wonky. And it's usually like when they do a forced perspective change because there is camera movement, but it's not fully 3D. Like it's hard to explain. Like it's more think less Mario Odyssey style camera rotation and more Super Mario 64 camera rotation. Okay, it's like
Or
fixed
if you
points.
tap the camera and it shifts it like 15 or 30 degrees.
Yes. So what can happen is there's some of these times that you're running around and there's like it shifts the view for you a little bit, and what you'll notice is Mario will just start running in a circle.
Yeah,
And you
because
and like you've just been holding up on the stick.
because your second because on the Wii your second stick was a D-pad
Yep.
in your right hand.
Yeah, so you do have some moments where you kind of like have to let off the stick and let it fix itself, like recalibrate. But it's very quick. It doesn't really have a whole lot, doesn't cause a lot of problems. But the games look gorgeous. They are 100% fantastic. Some of the most inventive Mario stuff ever. And if you've never played these games, highly, highly, highly recommended. You need this on your list. You need this on your Switch. You need to download it. Dive in this weekend. You won't be sorry. Um, I'm so glad these are back out.
How long
I'm
is
not
it to
gonna-
beat these games?
I would say that anywhere from 15 to 20 hours, maybe 10 to 15 hours if you're doing just a bare bones thing, but you're not going to want to do a bare bones thing on these because the way that the stuff is presented is so crazy brilliant, right? Like you're going to want to
Okay.
discover every little nook and cranny. And you can go really fast, but I wouldn't
About
recommend it.
about 20 hours, it looks like
Yeah,
average
there's a
for the
ton of
first one.
content. And in both games, I think both games, I know for sure in Mario Galaxy, I'm not sure about Mario Galaxy 2. If you get to a point that you can unlock Luigi, and then he has 120 stars too.
I think you have
Mm,
to, at least in Galaxy 2, I think you have to 120 to unlock them.
Yeah, you do. That's right. In the original Galaxy, you don't have to do that. He just has the same number of he has green stars instead of yellow stars.
okay.
And he has the exact same number as Mario, and he's harder to play as. So that's a lot of fun. But if you're a fan of Luigi, there you go.
All
All
right.
right. That's what we've been playing. Let's turn on the community spotlight to round out the show.
All right. First, we're going to talk about a little bit of Extra Life 2025. We mentioned it last week on our episode. Just a reminder that if you want to join our team or donate to anybody on the team, go to nintendodads.org. And at the top of the page, there's an Extra Life logo, some artwork, or what have you. You can click on that and it'll take you right to our team page where you can, again, join or hit donate. And you should be able to donate to anybody on the team. So details and dates will come in soon as far as who's doing what and where and when and what prizes we'll have. One of the prizes we'll have is one of these. If you're not on and watching, it is a Lego Game Boy set
Ah,
that somebody can win. So one of those extra life prizes will be one of those.
yeah. So we got that. We've got tons of stuff from our friends over at JSO that we're going to be giving away, some Nintendo
Nice.
Switch cases and other accessories. It's going to be a great year for Extra Life.
Yes. Yep. So we're putting that together. We're trying to figure out if each one of us will be giving away something ourselves or if you'll be in the drawing for the mystery boxes like we did last year. We'd love to get some input from the community, especially if you're the ones going to be donating and or watching and want to be getting those prizes. How do you want them? Did you like the mystery boxes that you could have won or you did win? Or would you rather just get the, random prizes for whatever level they are? Would love to get your feedback on that. So if you can put it, send it to us via email or on the voicemail, because we still have that, and or the Discord in our feedback channel. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are there. So again, more details coming soon and pretty soon too, because we're getting close to November already. And that doesn't mean we're all going to be doing stuff, but there will be some sort of participation from various members of the team that join the team either a couple hours or half the day or the whole day. And it may not even be during one of the weekends that is designated as the Extra Life weekend because you can do it anytime throughout the rest of the year. Like last year, Marty and I both did it during Thanksgiving, but this year, um, Marty, you're going to be doing it during one of the weekends or actually close to one of the weekends to kick us off. And then I'm still trying to figure out whether I'll be able to do it one of those 2 weekends or if I'll do it again Thanksgiving weekend again. So like the Black Friday I did which was kind of fun. So with that, again, that's Extra Life. If you want to join or donate, go to our nintendodads.org page, and at the very top, you'll see our Extra Life link. All right, let's jump into the questions that we got from the community. We got 4 questions, it looks like. First one is from Mikey Burgett, and he asks, 3 months or so into this life cycle of the Switch 2, do you think Nintendo has done enough to get non-early adopters like him to buy a Switch 2? If so, what are the things that they've done to want to get people to buy the new console? And if not, what can Nintendo do in the next 6 to 12 months to entice people into buying a Switch 2?
Hmm. So yeah, this is a really interesting question, right? Because obviously I'm an early adopter. We all are.
Mhm.
So we were bought in as soon as they previewed it. So I'm not. It's hard for me to put myself in this position, in this
Outside of the
the
podcast, I still
shoes
would have
of a
been.
person. Yeah,
I was gonna
same
say
here.
outside of that, I still would have been too.
Same here. However, I would say this. I do think Nintendo has made some key missteps in the launch of the Switch 2. Um, Pricing being one of those, and I don't know if that was forced into backed into a wall or what, but you know, long story short, the other thing is the Virtual Boy thing to me was a big misstep. The pricing on that. Um, I Here's what I think Nintendo can do in the next 6 to 12 months to entice people into buying a Switch 2. Brand new Mario, brand new Zelda, brand new Animal Crossing. There you go. That's it. They've just got to hit with the big IP, right? Even if it's just a promise of like, hey, we're showing this in February of 2026 and it's coming in the fall of 2026, just know that like we're almost there. And then boom, boom, boom. Like they need a year like 2017, 2018 for game releases. That will get some non-early adopters going. I'm pretty sure.
Other than
At least
that, I
that would
don't
be
think
my
is
take.
I can't think of any other way for them to encourage people to buy them. But what Nintendo also has to do is to not to discourage them by increasing the price. I know they've been doing what they can to not increase the price of the Nintendo Switch 2 by increasing the price of everything else. So we we know that it's coming at some point. Is whether can they wait until 2027
Are
or
they
are we
trying
going
to
to see
hold
it
out?
next year?
Are they just trying to hold out to see if, things will change based on the political climate? Can they
Right.
hold
'Cause
out?
definitely
So,
if
we'll
a
see.
$450 unit compared to an $800 Xbox, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Yes. I think too, we have to remember Nintendo always has a plan, and hopefully they also have learned from the Switch what that next plan is. And I think too, this first iteration isn't to try to entice people that were on the fence. It was this this launch window is to get people who are Nintendo fanboys and girls to buy the next system and who are like, okay, I want the next greatest thing from Nintendo. Doesn't matter what games. I know if as long as it's backwards compatible, which it ended up being, I can still play all the games I had before, even if there isn't a game that comes out right away that I want to play. For us, we buy a lot of the games because we want to share it with you. But most of those games I think I would have bought anyways, like Mario Kart World, um, to begin with, and Donkey Kong, Bonanza. So, and I'm glad I got those games too. So I think a lot of that stuff is again just getting to the fanboy, fangirl people, get those that bulk of those people out of the way, so they have the stock to then entice you to go to the store when they announce something like Animal Crossing, like you said, Marty, or that Mario Brothers game, or that Zelda game. That there is stock for you to go say, okay, now I want to switch to, and I want that game. I'm going to get both. So I think also too, if Nintendo eventually, if they think about what they're doing too, for those people who are still on the fence that may still have a Switch One, if they continue to do the ability to buy the game as a Switch 1 game with the Switch 2 update or upgrade, I think that can be enticing for those people who are still on the fence, like the Metroid Prime 4. So,
Yeah.
but I know they're still gonna make games that are gonna try to see if they can push that envelope. Okay, do you like Donkey Kong? We got this new Donkey Kong Bonanza game. You can only play it on Switch 2. Come get one. And you probably gotta they probably got be I'd be interested to know, or if there's a way to tell how many people bought a Switch 2 because, oh, I want to play this Donkey Kong game. So it'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool to
And
see that
maybe
number.
even, I was thinking too that maybe even uh like a loyalty system of some kind that would have some incentives that you could only get through that program.
Yes.
Like customized Joy Cons, different things like that that were outside of that. I don't know. I think they're going to have to do something.
Definitely do something, and I think they will. What we'll find out is whether it was the right thing or not as they keep going down this road. That's the hard part, is like they've made some things, like you said, some missteps that seems like, did they really learn anything from what they did right with the Switch? Because we all kind of thought it could just be like a copy and paste in a way. But they did, there was some things they had to do differently because they weren't necessarily coming off a Wii U type thing. They were coming off a
Sure.
very successful
Yeah, they're not
console.
sitting at a 14 million sales figure here,
Yeah.
right?
So they're still trying to learn, how do we come off of a successful console? There's been all those, there's the history
Yes.
shows that they can't be as successful on the second iteration of a new device.
Mm. Yeah.
All right. Good question, Mikey Burgett. Thanks for that. Next question is from Darth Platypus. He asks, as we come into a rather full last 3 months of the year, if you had to push one game into next year, which would you pick and why? So
Hmm.
going back on that list there.
Yeah. Um, for me, it's Kirby Air Riders.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah,
I
at
just,
least without knowing. Yeah, I didn't watch the first 45-minute direct, and I'm probably not going to watch the second one when it comes out. But it compared to Mario Kart, this and Sonic, this seems redundant. Then maybe giving it more air to breathe by releasing it later might be a good thing.
yeah.
I think
And
it'd be
Tim,
one of those cases where if they came back and said, "Oh, we have to delay Kirby Air Riders," everybody would be like, "Whoo, thank you."
now, Tim, here's the thing. Like, I know you're excited about the game, but
Yes.
for me, I even with all of the footage and listen, it looks like a beautiful game, right? I mean,
Mhm.
like it's very obviously very well made, and Sakurai is putting an amazing amount of finesse and technique in
Yes.
that game, right? I mean, it's his baby. You can
Mhm.
tell that. What is the market for this? Like, I don't see it like being like this massive seller for Nintendo. I see it more being like ARMS. It might sell a million, or it
Yeah.
probably will. It'll probably sell a million because it's new first party Nintendo game.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, but here's my worry too, is if we push it back, there's just going to be more directs that are Air Riders directs leading up to that time.
So I get the point of what you guys are saying, and I think, and I'm afraid of it getting lost in the amount of stuff that's coming out, along with the racing games, uh, and how close it's been to those. But it is a different type of racing game, to where it's almost like a combination of racing slash party game, to where you, yes, there's racing involved, but you're also trying to race to get the best things. And it's been a while since I played, and that direct helped me remember some of those things that I missed from playing I just remember our family having a blast playing the Kirby Air Rider on the GameCube. And that was a lot of fun. And I imagine and I'm hoping that this will also be just as fun, but with the community. Because I don't my family may like my wife and I are the only ones that played it with my oldest, who now is living on her own. So my kids don't even know what Kirby Air Rider is. So it'll be brand new for them as well. But it is basically you're going to go in and you're competing against other racers, but differently, not just in a race, but in games. Because there are a few games you go play against some of those in, I think, different settings. Again, it's been a long time. So, but there's like different modes. I'm sorry, different modes that you can play and compete. And you can just do races. You can do the races with the modes. To collect things, enhancements for your vehicle to be able to compete in against the other party games, if you will. So it's a different game. It's not just racing. It's not just going into a course and racing.
Sure.
There's other aspects of the game that was really fun for me and my family that we liked, because we had at the time on the GameCube, we had Kirby Air Rider and we had Double Dash, and we played both to death. Now, again, this is a different market now because we have so many games and stuff like that. And for us, it was like those, along with a few other games, those were the only games we got, unless we went out and rent some as a family. But those were our fun jump in as a family games that the three of us would go play, or if some one of the friends would come over, we'd jump in and for the fourth. So yeah, I think it's just another different way to play, and I hope people get that out of there. That's not just another racer like your Sega, the Sonic Racing and the Mario Kart World. It's more of a party racer.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
I
get,
get it.
I,
Like
I would, I would
I
take
just
that
think it's
away.
really niche.
It is. It probably is, and it definitely sounds like it if you don't know what it is. But
Yeah.
Air Riders, I think, would do well in probably coming out in January, February, March timeframe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would take it. I'd be like, whew, okay, thank you.
Okay.
But I am looking
Good deal.
forward to playing it during the holidays if it does come out on time. All right. So it looks like we got a couple of comments too here. Vic Victara says, well, Kirby is adorable and adorable sells.
It does.
So there's that. Um plus, let's see. Plus, I think there are a chunk of people that I will take a chance at picking up a game just because of Sakurai. So that's what that platypus said. DeFunchi says, my sister and I loved Air Ride. My wallet lives in fear of me getting them amiibos in the game. That's the other thing too, those amiibos. It's like if you want to
Are
add
they going to
the
introduce more than two with the second direct, which means
right,
another set of $50 each?
yes.
Yeah.
And that's getting into the, what is that, the life, what is that called, the
Waste of life.
Toys to Life, thank you. That's getting back into the Toys to Life market, right? So
A little
is
bit.
that going to do well? That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, because just buying one of those almost defeats the point, because you can't switch it, mix and match with only one. You need a second one or more.
Right. Ms. says, my girls started playing games because they saw Kirby and he's pink. So,
Works.
and let's see, Victoria said again, agreed. People who know Sakurai know he never does anything less than 100%. Agreeing with
People
Dark
tell him to slow
Platypus.
down and he won't.
Right. So, and then, yeah. So, all right. Another great question, guys. Thanks for that. And Mecha Dragon asks, if Nintendo lets you create your own Nintendo Switch bundle or Nintendo Switch 2 bundle, what games and accessories would you include in it?
Ooh. That's a good question. Tim,
So
I'm letting you
Nintendo,
go first. So I know what you want. Just let it rip.
Give me a Metroid Prime bundle.
Yeah.
With a special edition Switch 2. I would it would suck for me, not anybody else. It would suck for me if they came out with a Metroid Prime 4 Switch OLED special edition.
Oh, oh,
That would be like
it's like trying to make you regress.
it's like, oh come on. I still have my
Yeah.
Switch. I still have my Switch OLED. Like maybe I would trade that in for a Metroid Prime one. Um but no, I was actually thinking for a Nintendo Switch 2 bundle. I thought that a Mario Party plus Jamboree TV bundle with a camera and the Switch 2 would be a good bundle.
Oh, that's a smart bundle to put that camera in with it.
Yeah,
I love that.
like that would be a fun Christmas bundle, I think.
Yeah.
Black Friday bundle.
So I know that, guys, think about this too, is it's October. And Nintendo said that the Mario Kart bundle production will end this month. That October was when that ended.
Yes.
So
And
that
then,
means that ZA is going to take that over
right.
Yes.
for the
In
bundled.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Might
Do
still
you
find
think
some of those in the
I
wild.
I was going to say I think they probably have already stopped production of that, most likely.
Well, it is October.
Yeah, I have very rarely seen any non-bundle software bundle Switch 2s on
Yeah.
shelves.
Every time I've looked, I haven't seen it in my area. So you guys have any bundle ideas?
I was thinking it would make more sense to be a Switch 1 bundle, but with Galaxy plus one plus 2,
Oh yeah.
bundle it with the console and the Pro controller.
Would you bundle it with the red console? The red Mario console?
Yeah. Yeah. OLED can have its own bundle.
Or maybe they make a red OLED.
Maybe. No, going back to the Kirby, all right. Melly Carson asked, "Did the Kirby Air Ride even sell well? Feels like a passion project more than a game to move copies." So I kind of did some searches. Well, the GameCube system sold 21.7 million units total. So use that as a baseline for your percentage sold. Uh, or Kirby Air Ride sold 1.3 million copies, which for a GameCube game I think is still pretty good.
Okay.
And at that time too, yeah.
Yeah.
At that
So
time it was like million sellers were, that's thumbs up.
let me throw out a bundle idea here for you.
Okay.
Okay. Nintendo Switch 2 bundle with Yoshi's what's Yoshi and the storybook? What's the name of that game? Yoshi and the
Oh,
Magic Storybook?
the new one, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The dock looks like Yoshi's nose. And the Joy-Cons are decoed to resemble bookends.
Okay.
Yoshi and the Mysterious Book.
Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. The Joy-Cons look like bookends, and the back of the Switch looks like the spine of a book open.
Oh, okay.
And Yoshi is the dock.
That's elaborate.
And you bundle that with a copy of an actual storybook about Yoshi in the
Nice.
game's
I like
art
that.
style.
Nice. Very nice.
But shoot for your kiddo audience, your younger kid audience with that.
There you go.
Maybe it'd be a Switch Lite bundle then.
It could it wouldn't work as well because you've got but I don't even think that game's going to
Oh,
be
true. You can't dock that.
for Switch regular. So,
But if you're shooting for the kids, that's more your kid version of Switch.
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe they'll have Switch Lite 2 out by that time. And maybe that will be dockable.
I
That'll
think it
also
would.
be
I think it would
tempting.
be.
That will also be tempting if it does everything other than just not have detachable Joy-Cons
Yeah.
and the size of it. I would consider it. There are other things that have factors I would have to think about, but
This
that's
is a really good question.
yeah.
I mean, I will be interested to see what the next bundle is after ZA, if there is one. And here's a question: are we going to get a Christmas bundle?
Yep.
Are we going to get the old Mario Kart and 12 months of NSO bundle?
If we
Well, we
are,
do
we
have
should
a
know
Nin-
soon. We should
Yeah,
know
we
Oh,
by
have
the
a
end of the
Nintendo
month.
event coming up, right? So
Yep.
that we were invited to, and usually they'll
Yep.
tell. We'll see it in the
Next
news
week.
probably even before that, because usually we see that stuff.
Oh,
in the
it'll
news.
leak. Yeah, it'll.
We need to
Not
talk
even
post
leak.
show
It's
about
like
that. I don't remember when that is.
okay,
Yep.
very cool. Yeah, great question again. Good one, Micah, for that one. And then we got a question in the Patreon from the Jiggy Collector. Did anyone double dip a Mario Galaxy? I still own 3D All Stars, but I have never beaten Galaxy. Plus, I have never even played Galaxy 2. I hear it's one of the best. Welcome to the book club, Jiggy.
Yeah, so I guess double dipping counts as if Nintendo sends you a code, right?
Yeah, I'm in the Nintendo gave me a code boat.
But I would
So
have
I
bought
would
it
have bought it
anyway.
anyway.
Yeah. So I still think so if you own the 3D All Stars version, I think you're good to just get Galaxy 2. But if you don't have these, then I think you buy the bundle. But I really, really would encourage you to lock in and finish at least Galaxy. Galaxy 2 is kind of weird, like, because I love a lot about Galaxy 2, but it just feels like it kind of tries to retell the first one. It's weird how those covers kind of sync up, Tim. I don't know if you've seen that.
I see that. I
Turn it
just
around
noticed that
of it.
right
Yeah,
now.
like
Yeah, I can see
the
that.
swoosh kind of syncs up. That's weird.
They did
But
that on
yeah, so
purpose.
I think it's worth double dipping. That's just me.
Now I double dip because I'm not 100% sure about this because I didn't really look into it, but it sounded like the one that we got in 3D All Stars was not touched. We got it as emulated.
Yeah,
This
well,
one
that's
is
true.
touched, so it's like if
It's rebuilt.
buying Star Wars
Heard
and
is
Star
kind of
Wars
makes depending on
remake
the
or whatever.
section of the game. Some of it's emulated and some of it is. So I'm not sure exactly how that worked.
Okay. You get the Star Wars theatrical version from 1977 or the Star Wars update from George Lucas. That's the same there, right? All right.
Yeah.
So
Who
yeah,
shot
I did
first?
double dip, but yeah, I double dip because I wanted it physical as well. Because it allows, again, I still have kids in the house. They can take the cartridge and play the games if they wanted to. Plus it's part of my Switch collection that I'm still buying the physical versions for all the Switch games, but I've gotten away from that with the Switch 2 games.
Yeah.
So
I only own one Switch 2 game.
yeah, I have two now because
Physically.
I got a
So,
gift. The
right.
Outlaws was a
Cyberpunk.
gift. Yeah, Cyberpunk is the first one I bought, and then I got Outlaws as a gift.
Yeah.
And then I think there's another game coming out that's going to be all on the cart that people are looking forward to. I don't remember what it was though. That I might support if I can. I know it was a game I wanted, so I might get that physical. I'll have to go look again. All right, that's
Okay.
it for the questions.
Yep. And that's it for the show. And so I want to thank you for hanging out with us for episode 547. And as we close out the show, we want to say a huge thanks to our Patreon producers, Dave Ernsberger, Jack Odemira, and an anonymous Patreon producer, as well as our 100 plus other patrons, Twitch subscribers, Twitch followers, and YouTube subscribers. You make the rockin' world go round. Thank you, everybody. We would not be here if it weren't for you. And if you're not a Twitch subscriber or follower or YouTube subscriber, head on over there to twitch.tv or youtube.com. Look up Nintendo Dads and hit that button. We'd love to have you. You can find us on the web at nintendodads.org, where you can find a list of our family of podcasts and recommended podcasts like Star Wars Dads, Mega Dads, Dad Crossing, and Retro Logic in their family of podcasts, as well as YouTube videos and tweets that we produce, links to all of our social media, Patreon, and Extra Life pages, and our merch. And speaking of merch, treat yourself to something nice over at manscaped.com, our official sponsor, by using the code NINDADS. That's NINDADS. You can get 15% or maybe even 20%. I don't know. Over at manscaped.com. Again, use the code NINDADS, NINDADS. Email us at nintendodads@gmail.com or call in and leave a voicemail at 929-25-NINDADS. That's 929-256-3237. We want to say a big thanks to OC Remix for the music we use throughout the show. And reminder, wherever you download us in your favorite podcatcher of choice, please leave us a review, leave us some stars or kudos or thumbs up or whatever they do. It helps people find the show. It pushes us further up the charts. And man, it just makes you awesome. For me, for Tim, for Jesse, and the missing Justin, we'll see you next week. This has been Nintendo Dads. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Maple syrup.